Welcome to Marketing with Russ, aka hashtag Russ Selfie, and my good friend and guest this morning, Mr. Dave Hodgert. He deals with cybersecurity, but today we're talking about his cancer story. You do not want to miss it. It's going to be amazing. Share this out with your friends. Here we go. Do you want to know how amazing people connect? Well, you're in the right place. Welcome to Marketing with Russ, aka hashtag Russ Selfie.
Thanks for connecting. And if you like what you hear, please share.
Special thank you to our sponsors of Marketing with Russ, Hope 107.9 Radio, Hope for Life, The Aspects of Aging and the Aging Better Network, The Oaks at Lebanon, and Farmers Insurance and Michelle Martin. For more information on Hope 107.9, Hope for Life, and their amazing radio broadcast, go to hope1079.com. And for more information on the Aging Better Network and Christine Smith, go to agingbetternetwork.com. And for more information on the Oaks at Lebanon Retirement and Assisted Living and the retirement services, go to lebanonretirement.com. Finally, for more information on Michelle Martin and Farmers Insurance and their insurance services, call 541-981-2616. Music by Connor Hedge and Protestant, used with permission. Hey everybody, welcome to Marketing with Russ, aka hashtag Russ Selfie. So glad to be with you today. I am so excited for my return guest, a good friend, Mr. Dave Hodgert, who's with me today. You know, it's so important to share your story. And it's so important to have a story, which we all do, and utilize your story because people love stories. So we're going to talk about that a little bit today, but I'm just so glad you're here on Marketing with Russ, aka hashtag Russ Selfie. You know, we're here every Monday and Thursday, 8 a.m. Pacific Daylight Time for your listening and viewing pleasure. That's right. We are here live at 8 a.m., which is awesome. But then guess what? Then we go to video podcast, which sits on LinkedIn, YouTube, and Facebook. LinkedIn and YouTube forever, Facebook for 30 days. You can go back and watch it. You go back and share it. You can go back and connect with Dave or I or people in the comments. But guess what? That's not it. There's still more. It also then converts to audio podcasts. You can listen on Apple Podcasts or Spotify. Love for you to do that. All of these things, by the way, I would love it if you would share them, comment, whatever you're watching on, whatever your pleasure is, whatever works for you. And you know what? Even if you don't have time to watch, you usually can listen when you jog, run, when you get ready for work, when you're cooking dinner, whatever it might be. So many people listen to their live streams and podcasts then, and we would love it if you would be so kind and be part of our community. So today, how can you really be part of our community? Well, you can engage. You can actually get in the comments like Royce is this morning making comments. He is a faithful Marketing with Russ guy, always here making comments. So good morning, Royce. And so thankful for people that are actually engaged, and then engage with other people in the comments. Start talking to them. You can build community in so many different ways, and that's one of them. So I would wish that you would do that today and be part of that. So we're going to talk more about stories, but first, what in the world, if you're the first time here. By the way, thank you for joining us. But what in the world is Marketing with Russ, aka hashtag Russ LB, all about? Well, it's about how amazing people connect. I am a firm believer that connection and community building is the foundation for any good marketing plan, any good business, really any good life. So today, connect and build community and all that you're doing, and you will be blessed. When you give and care about others, they're going to give and care back to you. And so I was reading in God's word this morning about give and it shall be given to you. If that's your heart, you don't do it to get stuff back, but it will just come back. It ricochets back to you. So praying for you today to connect with community. And of course, I love to connect. So go to russhedge.com today, russhedge.com. All of my connection links, so you can connect any way you want, social media, email, phone number. You can even schedule time on my calendar to Zoom with me. I'd love for you to do that if we haven't. Also, all the information about my inspirational speaking, my marketing coaching, my live streaming, my live stream producing, all those things. So, you know what? It costs $0 to connect with me and talk to me. So why not? Why not build community with me? And I would love to build community with you. Let's talk, see if we can benefit each other and help each other. Maybe just by being friends, maybe just by being there to support each other. Okay, that would be so great. Also, if you this morning would be so kind to subscribe to YouTube. So right now, go up there, open up a new tab, type in Marketing with Russ.live. If you have not already subscribed to the YouTube page, if you know the name of this show, you get straight there. Marketing with Russ.live will get you directly to my YouTube page. You can subscribe today. And I would really appreciate it if you would, because our community is growing. Not only will you have access to all the live streams in one place, much easier, the thousands now of videos that are up there, you also, there's YouTube shorts up there. We're going to do our marketing tip of the day today. And the marketing tip of the day is always shows up on YouTube shorts as well. But guess what? It's even more exciting because not just the marketing tip, but my pets who are way more popular than I am. Maddie, my beagle, and my cat Maisie, they're way more popular. So you can go and they will help you smile, and it's just a blessing. So today, I would just love it if you would do that. Also, if you would share this out right now, let people know, tag your friends, because everybody's busy. We want to make sure that people know we're on. So please share and tag your friends. Okay, we're going to get to our marketing tip of the day because I want to get Dave in the room. And so that's all the information on me today. Thanks, everybody, for being a blessing and letting me get through all that and for being part of that. So marketing tip of the day. Are you ready? Okay, this will get cut out. Like I said, put on YouTube shorts, social media separately so you can share this all by itself. I'd be so blessed if you would do that. Okay, all right, here we go. This is your marketing tip of the day. Share your story. That's right. Share your story. Everybody loves a story. A story will help your business because people connect with people, and then that connects them to your business, right? Zig Ziglar says you build the people and then the people build your business. I came off a great meeting with Zig Ziglar's son this morning and his secretary, former secretary, and just a blessed time of prayer and devotion. But they still have such a positive impact on people and their stories. And I heard some great stories this morning that really lifted me up. So today, share your story, whether it's about cancer, which Dave, our guest today, is going to talk about. And I have a story with that too that I have shared. But also, you can have a story about how you developed your business and how you can help others. So today, share your story and help other people. And that is your marketing tip of the day. All right, there you go. That'll get cut out separately and put that out. And hopefully those just encourage you. I hope they do. So let's get Dave in the room and get this party started. Morning, Dave.
Good morning, Russ. How are you? I know how you are. I just heard. It was awesome. What a morning you've had.
Mondays are my day. I love Mondays, love the new week. I know a lot of people will go, but I just love to start new opportunities, new possibilities. Let's jump right into it, Dave, because we have a lot to talk about in a short amount of time. So I just want to say, tell us, for those who haven't seen you before, who in the world is Dave Hodgert and what are you up to?
Well, I'm David Hodgert, and I am a co-founder, vice president of 10D Tech, where we help small businesses across Oregon stay protected, connected, and confident in their IT and cybersecurity solutions.
Well,
But
and you got
today I'm here to talk about cancer, but how it ties into cybersecurity, IT, and what we do here at 10D Tech.
well, and I'm telling you that it's important to, I think, always share what you do, because by making those connections and people hearing your story, really, it really connects with people. And then it shows people your heart and why you really want to help them. So, whatever industry that is. So, let us talk a little bit about, we both have this in common.
Yeah.
You and I were talking at coffee the other day a little bit about it, but I want you to share your story and what happened to you, how this interrupt in life came about, and what happened and where you are today. So you have the floor, Dave. Go ahead.
All right. Well, so at the age of 47, I went in for my normal, regular checkup you do every year, and I'm just about finished with the interview and with the checkup, and doc says, anything else? And I said, I mentioned something. I'm kind of noticing a few things that don't seem quite right. Really low on energy, which I'm not a low energy guy, and my stools are really black. And I mentioned it to him. He goes, so, okay, we're going to add we're going to check your white blood count cell, or white cell blood count, and just added it to it. So turns out I was anemic. And so they go, we're going to schedule you for a colonoscopy. I'm 47 years old. And that's 3 years before you're supposed to have your first colonoscopy. And so I end up doing my colonoscopy, which is an event in itself if you haven't had one, but you get one. Do it. It's not as hard as you think it is. When I woke up from the colonoscopy, doctor was standing over me, and he says, Mr. Hodgert, this is the first thing he said. My wife Lori was standing there. Says, Mr. Hodgert, I'm sorry to tell you, but you have cancer. And I, like, that's impossible. Hey, he goes, I'm going to do a few more tests, but to confirm it. But in all my years, I'm confident you have cancer. A month later, I'm under the knife, and they cut the cancer out, and they decide that based upon how far it had spread, it already moved to a couple of lymph nodes that right outside my colon wall, that I was at stage 4. And so now my survivability became short, and I was nervous, but I wasn't going to let cancer define me at that point. And at that point, I was not comfortable. What actually happened is that my resection split, and 30 hours later, 1:30 in the morning, I'm back on a really cold table, shaking. I've gone septic, and they opened me up to find what was leaking. And I woke up the next morning about 12 to 16 hours later with an ileostomy, which is a bag at the end of my small intestine. And I lived with that for the next 9 months, 10 months. Fortunately, it was reversible. But in that whole journey, I wasn't going to let cancer define me. And I decided that I'm going to just be happy, and I'm going to make today the positive attitude that I needed to have. So I started a blog. I called my blog, and it's still there. I update it once a year now. Today is a great day, because I had to have that mindset. And the community around me is really what was the most important part. Is that it's really important, actually. I can't even explain all of the different gifts of community that were given to me. People visiting me in the hospital. I was there for 16 days in an isolation room, and the people visited me. My wife needed help. Somebody showed up at my house and hauled away all the limbs that I had cut the couple weeks before. Just showed up and took them out because I needed that to be gone. And when I finally got home, I was sitting on the couch a couple of days, and a friend came and knocked on the door and said, "Hey, I want to go look at a thing down the street. Yeah, would you mind come and take a look at it with me?" So I did. The next day, he did the same thing. And so we walked 1 block, and then we walked 2 blocks. But that was a gift. He got me off the couch. He got me walking. His purpose was not what he wanted me to show. What he wanted to show me. His purpose was he wanted to take care of me. He wanted me to get healthier. And some days were hard. So that time of an hour to walk around 2 blocks was really good for me to talk with him. And I would talk about it. So you don't beat cancer alone. It takes doctors and nurses, which are essential, but you win with the community. I coached football at the time for a local team here, local high school team. And, the team one time while I was in the hospital brought in a big poster they'd all signed. And I want to jump a little bit to chemo, because the healing from the surgery, hospitals are for fixing you. Home and community is for healing you. And so I was home and people would stop by and visited me. We had a friend, one of my wife's friends, now my friend, would come by every Thursday and walk my dog for me because I couldn't. And when I started chemotherapy, and chemotherapy is worse than the disease, in my opinion, but it took things from you. And my friend shows up at my door the night before I'm about to take my first chemotherapy treatment, and he still has bandages on because he had just gotten out of the hospital. He also was a cancer survivor, stage 4, and 10 years at that point. But he wanted to assure me that everything was going to be okay. I was nervous, and that is the type of support that was incredible, that just kept me going every day. No one fights this thing solo. It takes a community.
It does. It does. And I just want to jump in there and say, oh my goodness, your story really just hits home with me. Because I'm having a colonoscopy this week. That's a whole nother subject. But anyway, that's why it's
I can tell you how to do. There's mixtures and spice it up.
I've been through a few of them before through this cancer journey, but I don't want to get off on me. I just want to say that's why it was like ding, ding, ding as you talk about that. No, I just love the fact that you do not let your cancer define you. And I am currently reading a book, I Choose Joy. It is by Chip Ingram. If you do not have a copy of this, you should get a copy, Dave. And anybody who's watching, I'll tell you why, everybody, because the book is all about letting things define you and taking your positive perspective and attitude away. Chip Ingram is a really upbeat, positive guy, but because of back troubles, it was a different situation and some severe pain, which he still goes through today. He let it steal his joy. And I've got a thing up on my wall here. I can't pull it down, but it talks about rejoicing in the Lord always, which is Philippians 4:4-8. But it talks about being positive, be thankful, and don't seek sympathy. Do not look outward and upward, and do not let your circumstances define you. I fall into that trap. The people are so helpful in community that I fall into the trap of letting it at times define me. And I don't mean to do that, but it's all consuming, as you know, Dave, right? So
Yes.
Talk a little bit about that. Besides your faith, which is number one, obviously, how did you keep that moving and not let it overcome you and define you in spite of really not wanting it to, but it has a tendency of trying to do that?
It's a mentality, Russ. You're exactly right. It takes a mental strength, and it's every day. So every day I had to say to myself, today is a great day. Today is a great day. And that was when I named my blog, because I couldn't call everybody every day to tell you, here's my update. So I started writing blog. I wrote that blog. And what I started doing is making things a positive. Instead of chemo day, it was spa day. I'm going to spa day. And I would sit in that chair for 8 hours every other Wednesday. At the end of the session, they'd give me this bag that would attach to a port I had placed in my chest that would continue to pump poison into my body to kill what
Right.
was there. And so instead of calling it the bag, I called it Ruby the bag. It was a ruby colored and became my friend because this bag was going to help me as well.
Right.
And that is the attitude I had to go through with everything. I would finish chemotherapy on Wednesdays and then I'd go to practice. And some days it took me, I'd have to take a knee sometimes just to watch my boys practice. And I coached, offensive linemen and defensive linemen. So they're big and they were very gentle to make sure nobody takes, but nobody's going to run into coach. And I want to say this is something that was very important to me. And I say this story because at the beginning of the season, we all gathered around, the varsity, JV freshman boys gathered around. Coach says to them, "Hey, coach is sick. So here's what we want to do. Wash your hands. And that'll help." We went through an entire season. Nobody got the flu. And I didn't either. And every season, flu takes a team out. And so I use that to tell you this. Even those boys, that team was supporting me in making sure I got well. It wasn't just me. It wasn't just my family. It wasn't just my friends, but it was everybody around me supported me. And that I beat it. I'm 11 years out now, Russ. Chemo
Wow.
left some things, some gifts that I still struggle with every day.
Yep.
There's pains involved, but I beat it. But I didn't beat it. We beat it.
Right. Yes. And not only we, but obviously with God in the lead, which is so important. Your community, I can't even begin to tell you how important that's meant to me. Just like you and your lovely wife who showed up to something to support me going through the cancer journey. It is something that I have leaned on and be blessed by, and gonna get to that point again where I say no more cancer, that no more sign of disease. I'm believing that I'm moving in a positive direction myself. So I call myself a cancer survivor because I am surviving every day, believing in that. But it does take a group of people around you, surrounding you, loving you. And that's what, I talk about all the time. We're all about community. You are such a blessing with that. You are so good, whether it's for your business or whether it's for your cancer, whatever going on. And what people don't realize too, you said it a minute ago, Dave,
Mm-hmm.
cancer is a lifelong journey. Some of the toughest things that I deal with to this date, like you, are things that came from the treatment of my cancer. And so that's the reason they had to put my treatment on hold. And I'm just trusting God because of all the organs and things that were shutting down in my body. People don't realize that a lot of things go with that. Just like chemo is a poison, the immunotherapy and the radiation and all that I had done also is affecting your body every day. It's medication going in, and it continues to do that. So, but you don't need to let it define you. You need to keep that positive attitude and keep smiling. And I love that about you. So all these years out, what do you still write your blog? You still update your blog today?
Once a year on the
Once a year.
anniversary of the first surgery. I went through 3 surgeries there within the course of 3.5 days. The first was the initial one, and then the one which left me with a scar from all the way up and down the middle of my body, and left me with a scar where the ileostomy bag was. And so on that day, but that's the day I defined that I found it, and that's the day I was going to start beating it. And so April 1st, every year I update that blog.
Yeah. I just think that's so amazing. I found that writing, it helped me, right? I mean, it helps me process. I am a verbal processor anyway. And so it helps me. And so I don't know if that was the same for you. Did it help you to process everything you were going through? Did it help you to keep that positive mindset by putting that out there? Or was it just kind of a release for you?
It gave me the ability to, release. So I was able to just write about it and then release that stress or that worry. And yes, faith is always involved there. In that, it was a prayer as I wrote this, because I
Right.
felt like I needed to give a gift to the people back that were really caring for me. And so,
Right.
uh, writing let them know I'm okay. Today's going to be a great day.
Yeah.
I'm doing small victories here. Every day was a small victory.
Exactly. All the small wins, and that helps. I felt God speaking to me so clearly. One of the most clear uh, voices from God that I've ever had was when I was diagnosed with cancer, that I was to share it and show people that I could keep a positive perspective and mindset in the midst of challenges. And that was what it was all about, encouraging others, even though they're going through, because everybody has stuff, right? Everybody has stuff. It doesn't matter whether you have cancer, whether you have back problems, whether you have family problems, whatever, everybody has stuff to deal with. And so it's a matter of realizing that those circumstances don't define you. You can push beyond that. And you, Dave, have done such an amazing job of that. You are really an inspiration to me. And I want to thank you for that. So, okay, with a couple minutes we have left here, tell everybody one more time the business you're in, how they can contact you as well, because I want to make sure people know how you can really help them with their online cybersecurity.
Great. I'm with 10D Tech. That's 10, the letter D, 10 for as in 10-digit dialing, tech. And you can 10dtech.com. Our phone numbers are all there. The addresses are all there. You can get a hold of me through the email address or contact me. I'm posting with Russ whenever I see Russ is doing something. So comment there, DM me through LinkedIn or Facebook. I'm open to talking to anybody about cancer and about cybersecurity and IT solutions. There's similarities in that we're able to, I feel strongly about protecting businesses that are vulnerable. I felt vulnerable at the time. And so I feel strongly about that. And what I want to say this, I want to say this last thing, Russ. It is, you don't beat cancer by surviving. You beat it by how you live, why you live, and who you trust in the middle of it. The same mindset, how I lead today, every day, is with purpose and with faith and with people I go to battle with every day. That is how you beat the day, how you beat cancer, how you beat whatever is the affliction that is in you, whether visible or invisible, public,
Yeah,
in the private.
that is,
Today
oh my
is a
goodness. So good. So good. Sorry about that. I didn't mean to interrupt you. So
no.
good. No, it's how you deal with it. And you're a shining example of that. You're a shining example of that. One thing that I have learned too, no, let me back up. One thing that I'm working on learning, because I don't want, and I feel like it doesn't define me, but sometimes it takes over. Be careful not to lead with negative things, even though you don't mean it that way. Because a lot of times you get stuck in the cycle and you're going through all the things with your cancer. And I tend to lead with that. And so I'm learning to not lead with that and to be a person that everybody knows is full of joy and purpose. And then they can learn in spite of things that are going on, which is good to encourage people, but don't lead with that. And I think that if we lead with positive things, it's such a blessing for others. And Dave, yeah, I really appreciate you. We could actually talk about this for a long time because you have such an amazing story, but I appreciate you so much. Tell everybody your gold nugget from today that you want them to remember from our conversation. And then how do they get in touch with you?
Yeah. I never wanted Tendy Tech to feel like a vendor to you. I wanted it to feel like a partner who shows up. And that's what everybody in the community did for me. They showed up and they took care of us. They took care of my family. They fed us. They housed us. They clothed us. My company, my partners made sure I got paid so that we didn't struggle like that. And so community is is how you beat cancer. It's how you beat depression. It's how you beat all of these things.
Yeah.
And that community begins in your church, in your faith, and then the friends and family around you.
Yeah, no, I agree. And how do people get in touch with you again?
Well, 10dtech.com. That's the easiest way. I make sure you can get a hold of me anyway in many ways, but there you can start there. There's our links to our Facebook page and our LinkedIn page. And Russ, I'll leave the link to my blog
Awesome.
on your DM on LinkedIn for you and on
Per-
Facebook. So if you're looking for my blog, I'll leave the link there. It's hard to find because it's not really public, but it is to you and everybody else that's listening.
Well, I appreciate it keeping it simple because I'm a simple-minded kind of guy and I need that. So thank you. And I'm sure all the other simple-minded people appreciate that. All right, everybody. It is in the show notes. It's in the comments, clickable to go straight to Dave. Please, please, please make sure and do that today. And Dave will just bless you. I mean, and you know what? Life is too short not to have amazing people around you. Like I always tell people, Jim Rohn used to say that you're the average of the 5 people closest to you. So keep expanding and making those 5 people more awesome all the time. Like Dave, he's somebody I love to hang out with because he makes me better. So thanks so much, Dave. I'm going to,
same, Russ.
yeah,
I feel
thank
the same
you.
way.
I am going to say goodbye to you, but I'm going to send you out to the green room. Hang tight for just a second.
Yeah.
And thanks again, Dave. I appreciate it. I was giving him a chance, so I didn't cut him off again because Dave is such a gentle, soft-spoken guy, and I'm such a loud and obnoxious guy. I got to be careful. So sorry for talking over you there, Dave, at the one point, but you know what? He's such a thankful and grateful guy for life, and I choose to be that way too. And you know what? Don't worry out there. If you have struggles and have trouble sometimes doing that, we all do. It's your intentions in life, what you're aiming to do. With God's help, you can do it. You know what? We can't do it on our own. We need community. We need people that will bless us and help us, just like Dave said. We cannot do it alone. Number one, I believe we need God. Number two, we need our family and friends and community that can help us. And boy, I tell you, Dave has seen that in his journey. I have seen that in my journey. I'm sure that if you look closely, whatever journey you're going through, you've seen that as well. So be thankful today. So with that, we're done for another episode of Marketing with Russ, aka #RussSelfie. Do not forget that we are always here Monday and Thursday, 8 a.m. Pacific Daylight Time for your listening and viewing pleasure. That's right. After we go live, it becomes a video podcast and sits on LinkedIn and YouTube forever, Facebook for 30 days. Then it converts to audio podcast, and you can listen to it on Apple Podcasts or Spotify. I'd love for you to do that. Please share, and please make sure that you like and comment to us so we know you've been watching or listening, and I would appreciate that. With that, we are done for today. What a blessing you all are. Thanks for being here. We'll be here again Thursday, 8 a.m. Pacific Daylight Time for your viewing and listening pleasure. Until then, have an amazing... Oh, I did forget something. Wait. I was about to stop and I just remembered something. Okay. I want to just give a quick shout out and big, huge thanks to all of our sponsors again, because we are so blessed with so many amazing sponsors. And there they are again. Hope 1079 Radio, the AG Better Network with Christine Smith, the Oaks at Lebanon Retirement and Assisted Living, Michelle Martin, and Farmers Insurance. Thank you. Thank you to all of them. And also want to let you know we are listener supported also. You can scan this or go to the QR code. Any amount to help with our broadcast expenses would be appreciated. And I thank you for that. But I want to also tell you, I still have my New York sponsorship going from now until September. I will be going to speak at and be part of a cancer conference again in New York this year. I need your help to get there. And so whatever amount you can give is great. But for a New York sponsorship, it's $150. And you get a sponsorship on one of my live streams and digital ads that week on social media. And you help me get to New York. So I appreciate that. Again, any amount is fine, but that is for the sponsorship. I just wanted to let you know that. And I appreciate everybody for all that you've done. It makes me happy. Yes, it does. So with that, we're going to say goodbye. Had to get Kermie in there before we're done. Have a blessed and amazing week. We'll see you on Thursday. Bye, everybody.
Thanks for joining us for this week's episode of Marketing with Russ, aka #RussSelfie. Be sure to subscribe in your favorite podcast app so that you don't miss a single episode. Have an amazing day.